Have you ever felt it? That strange, prickly feeling that runs up your back when you hear a noise in an empty house? It's a feeling that tells you something is not quite right. A feeling that makes your heart beat a little faster, thumping like a drum in the dead of night. Why do we seek out this feeling? Why do we read books and watch movies that are designed to give us the chills? It's a funny thing, isn't it? We spend our days trying to be safe and comfortable, but when the sun goes down and the shadows grow long, we often find ourselves looking for a good scare. It's like a secret we all share. This love for things that go bump in the night. The world of horror is a strange and wonderful place. It is a world filled with creaking doors, whispering ghosts, and monsters hiding just out of sight. These stories are like a dare. They challenge you to keep reading, to keep watching, even when every part of you wants to close your eyes. It's the suspense that gets you first. The slow build-up of tension as the hero walks down a dark, spooky corridor in a Kolkata Haveli. You know something is about to happen, you just don't know what. And that not knowing is the most terrifying part of all, making your palms sweat and your breath catch in your throat. These tales are more than just jump scares and ghoulish creatures. They are a journey into the unknown, a peek into the darkness that we usually try to avoid. Think about it. When you pick up a scary book, you are willingly stepping into a world where the rules are different. A world where ghosts might be real, where shadows can move on their own, and where the friendly-looking neighbor might have a terrible secret. It's an escape, but not to a sunny beach or a beautiful mountain. No. This is an escape to a place of fear, a place where your imagination can run wild and free, cooking up all sorts of terrifying possibilities. So, what is this pull, this magnetic attraction to the macabre? It is the call of the storyteller, beckoning you to come closer to the campfire. It's the promise of a tale so chilling, it will make you check under your bed before you go to sleep. It's a test of your courage. Can you make it to the end of the story? Can you face the monster that lurks on the final page? This is the invitation that horror extends to all of us. An invitation to be scared, to be thrilled, and to come out on the other side safe and sound, with a fantastic story to tell and a shiver that you won't soon forget. What is it that truly makes a story scary? Is it the monster with sharp teeth and glowing red eyes? Sometimes, yes. But often the scariest things are the ones you cannot see. It is the sound of footsteps on the floor above you when you know you are home alone. It is the sight of a child's toy rocking back and forth in an empty room. These are the things that make your mind race. Your brain starts asking questions. Who is up there? What made the toy move? The fear comes from your own imagination filling in the blanks, creating a monster far more terrifying than any writer could describe. A good scare is all about building a mood. Imagine a story set in an old part of Kolkata during a power cut on a stormy night. The rain is lashing against the windows, and the only light comes from the flicker of a candle. The author doesn't need to show you a ghost right away. Instead, they can describe the strange, unsettling silence between claps of thunder. They can mention a cold spot in the room or a faint smell of jasmine where there are no flowers. This is called atmosphere, and it's the secret ingredient that makes a horror story truly effective, wrapping you in a blanket of dread long before the real fright begins. The best horror stories also play with things we already find a bit creepy. Dolls with staring glass eyes, clowns with frozen smiles, or dark, cramped spaces. These are common fears that many people share. Writers and filmmakers know this, so they use these elements to create an instant connection with the audience. When you see a creepy doll in a movie, a part of your brain is already on alert. You are just waiting for its head to turn on its own. This use of shared fears is a clever trick, a shortcut to making your skin crawl and your hair stand on end. Finally, the element of surprise is a powerful tool. This is the jump scare. It's the sudden loud noise, the face that appears at the window, the hand that grabs the hero's shoulder from out of nowhere. While a story can't rely only on jump scares, a well-placed one can be incredibly effective. It's like a jolt of electricity. It shocks your system and makes you jump out of your skin. A good horror story is a careful mix of all these things: the fear of the unknown, a chilling atmosphere, common phobias, and a few good surprises to keep you on the edge of your seat. But why do we enjoy this? Why do we pay money to sit in a dark cinema hall and be terrified? The answer is quite simple, actually. It is because we know we are safe. When you are reading a scary book, you can close it at any time. When you are watching a horror movie, you know the monster on the screen cannot actually harm you. This safety allows you to experience fear in a controlled way. It's like riding a roller coaster. You scream and hold on tight during the big drops, but you know you are strapped in securely. The thrill comes from feeling the danger without being in any real peril. This experience is a rush of adrenaline. When you get scared, your body has a physical reaction. Your heart beats faster, your senses become sharper, and your body releases chemicals that make you feel alert and energized. This is the fight or flight response, but since there is no real threat to fight or run from, you are left with this exciting, tingly feeling. Afterwards, when the scary part is over and the hero has escaped, your body calms down. This release of tension can feel incredibly good, like a wave of relief washing over you. It's this cycle of tension and release that makes horror so addictive for many people. Horror stories also allow us to confront our deepest fears from a safe distance. We all worry about things: the dark, being alone, or losing the people we love. Horror stories take these fears and turn them into monsters, ghosts, or terrifying situations. By watching the characters in the story face these same fears, we can, in a way, face them too. It gives us a chance to think about what we would do in that situation. Would we be brave? Would we run? It's a way to explore the darker side of life and human nature without having to live through it ourselves. In a way, sharing a scary experience can also bring people closer. Think about watching a horror movie with your friends. You all jump at the same time, you scream together, and you laugh afterwards about how scared you were. It becomes a shared memory, a bonding experience. Or think about telling ghost stories around a campfire. Everyone leans in, listening closely, united by the spooky tale being told. Fear can be a very social emotion, and enjoying it together can create a strong sense of community and fun, turning a night of fright into a night of delight. Horror is a genre that has haunted us for centuries, evolving with the times. Long before movies or even printed books were common, people would gather to listen to spooky folk tales, stories of true dales that roam the banyan trees at night or the nishi's dark, the spirits called that you must never answer. These tales, passed down from one generation to the next, were our very first horror stories. They were designed to entertain, but also to teach lessons and warn people about real-life dangers. The power of a good, scary story is timeless, whether it's whispered in the dark or written in a book. Then came the books that gave us nightmares we could hold in our hands. Think of classic tales like Dracula or Frankenstein. These stories introduced iconic monsters that have become a huge part of our culture. Later, writers like me tried to bring that same scary fun to younger readers. The goal was always the same: to create a world so creepy and believable that you couldn't help but get lost in it. The thrill of turning the page, not knowing what terror awaits, is a special kind of magic that only a book can provide. It lets your own imagination do the work, painting the scariest pictures of all. Of course, cinema took horror to a whole new level. Now we could see the monster. We could hear the creaking door and the blood-curdling scream. Movies like The Exorcist or The Ring became famous for terrifying audiences in a way that was new and visceral. Indian cinema also has its own rich history of horror, from the spooky Haveli films of the past to modern supernatural thrillers. The combination of scary visuals, unsettling music, and sudden jump scares makes for an experience that can leave you breathless and checking over your shoulder on your way home from the theater. So, From the ancient folk tales of West Bengal to the latest blockbuster horror film, our love for a good scare continues. The technology changes, the monsters evolve, but the core feeling remains the same. It is the thrill of the unknown, the joy of being safely scared, and the fun of sharing that fear with others. Now I have a question for you, my dear reader. What is your favorite scary story? What is the one tale that gave you goosebumps? Think about it. And the next time you feel that shiver down your spine, smile, because you are part of a long and wonderful tradition of loving the dark.